What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, your host here with the Global Peace Tribe and the Awakening World. And it's our Friday night edition. And it's one of my favorite weekends because I get to collaborate with Tangela and Soul Search and our special friend, Neil Gar from Portal to Ascension, who's here tonight as MC Resonance. And they've invited a couple of amazing people. And we're going to really be exploring the theme of how to embrace all aspects of self. And I think that's something that almost all of us can relate to. And so we're going to be getting some practical tools and also just meeting some really extraordinary people. There's going to be live music, some rap, some spoken word. It's going to be a great evening. So join us. I want to welcome all of you that are already in our Zoom room. Please let us know where you are geographically, even though I might know most of you. It's really fun for our guests, presenters, to see where people are coming from. And I want to extend a special invitation to our friends watching on either the Facebook groups and pages or on Unify. A big thank you to our friends John and Summer Raymer. They get us out over to as many as 100 Facebook groups and pages. So a lot of you are watching us that way. And for those of you that are watching that way, I want to invite you, come on into our Zoom room. It's really, really easy. If you just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, and whatever page opens up for you, you'll see that there's a link where it says register for the new season. And you register and you're going to get the links to all of our shows. Now, we do shows 3 times a week, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. So there's what we're going to be doing tonight, embracing all aspects of self, all about manifesting at the highest levels. And then on Sunday, creating and honoring spiritual sovereignty. That's what we're doing this weekend. And every weekend, we've got 3 shows that are inspirational and informational that are going to really help you to be part of this ever-growing Global Peace Tribe community. So come on in, join us. Also, when you register, you'll get links to our YouTube channel where we have all of our previous shows that we've done. And also every Monday, we send out a kind of a reminder with all the links to the shows that just took place. So we make it really easy for you to be a part of what we're doing here. And what we're doing is pretty cool. Tonight, you're going to be learning about an online retreat that we're putting together. And then 2 weeks later, or actually 1 week after that, an in-person retreat in Sedona, Arizona. So there's a lot going on with the Global Peace Tribe. But before we get to Tangela and all of her soul searchers, we always like to start with music. And we've got our wonderful house musical artist, the wonderful Omashar, to get us going. Take it away, brother.
I will, that is it. Okay, Namaste and aloha, everybody. This is a song called Another Dawn, and it's about every day is kind of a Groundhog Day, at least That's kind of a really an acorn version of what it's really about. So you can make up whatever you want. Right? Another dawn, another day. Innocent child coming your way. I've been wondering about my life. Oh yeah. Wondering about my state of mind. But then I heard, who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? And why do you cry, 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 cry? Shooby-doo-wop. Whoa. The sun is warming up my mind. Ocean breeze blows me away. I've been wondering about my life. Oh yeah. Wondering who will take my place. But then I heard, who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? And why do you cry, 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 cry? Who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? And why do you cry, 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 cry? Who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? So come on, let's fly. Come on, let's fly. Let's fly.
Let's all give Omashar some love. Let's turn on our cameras and give him some twinkles.
I love the twinkles. Thank you so much. And welcome everybody. Aloha and namaste from the heart of the universe. Here we are.
And Omashar, this is a new song. I hadn't heard that one before.
I have about 3 million, so we'll keep on plugging them out. I was tuning into the show tonight, and I just was, what can I play that's relevant for a foundation for us all? And that is it. So yeah.
I like that. I love how upbeat it was. Super upbeat. Great way to get us started.
Great.
And Omashar will be back later on in the show. And actually, Omashar, at some point, I'd love for you to answer the question too about an aspect of yourself you've had a challenge of embracing. Yeah.
Okay.
So give some thought to that and we'll come back to you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we love Tangela. She's an amazing co-host, and I so enjoy collaborating with her. She's fun. She's got this incredible combination of being really fun and highly productive. highly effective, which is a great combination, and always with a lot of positive cheer. And of course, she is the co-founder of Soul Search. And Soul Search, if you haven't registered yet, everybody, you got to get on board. Soul Search is the way that we connect with each other throughout the week. It's great that we get to connect on the weekends through the Awakening World, but Soul Search is your 24-hour-a-day way of finding healers and groups and ways to connect. So everybody, please make sure that you join Soul Search. And to tell you a little bit more about Soul Search, here she is, the one who made it all happen, Tenchila.
Hi, Scott. Thanks, Scott. And hello, everyone. So exciting to be here with all of you. I just love feeling everyone's energy joining us from Zoom and over Facebook. And it's just so beautiful always to feel this incredible global peace tribe coming together just to connect, open-hearted. So beautiful. So thank you, guys. And thank you, Scott. As you all know, Soul Search is a global online platform for spirituality and consciousness. And really, it's about bringing an opportunity for people to come online to start connecting with spiritual and energetic healers and practitioners, looking for events, taking courses, finding experiences, and just being able to dive more deeply into their own journey. And it came about because people were coming to me all the time and asking, where should I go? Who should I start talking to? What kind of healing should I get? And really, we're just incredibly blessed because we have so many different types of energetic healing modalities and guides and teachers out there who are able to lead us in breath work and coaching and activations and past life regression. And we have so many tools at our fingertips, and people don't even know and don't even realize and don't even know where to go to start connecting. And so that's what Soul Search is all about, is just opening that doorway for us as individuals to start looking at different ways that we can start healing, working on ourselves, and then also finding community so we can be connecting and working together.
And look at all these topics, just incredible. So for example, I'll just click on UFOs and making contact, and that's where you can write, and then you can find all the different ways to get more information on that. So it's really, really really important what you've created. And now we're collaborating on online retreats, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, and in-person retreats in Sedona. So there's a lot going on with Soul Search.
Exactly. And that's what I love. I mean, of course, we love building an online community, but that spiritual, that personal in-person connection is also so important. And so we also love supporting all of our healers and practitioners and all of the events that they're doing and creating events ourselves so that we can all be together in person. And we're going to be talking about a lot of those opportunities too tonight. So that's going to be awesome.
The best part of Soul Search are the people. Every single person I've met through Soul Search is so cool, so wise, big heart, really reflections of who you are, Tenchila. And that's why I keep enjoying doing once a month pretty much these Soul Search collaborations, because everybody you bring is fantastic.
Thank you. And thanks for the opportunity, Scott, because we love bringing all of our healers and practitioners to you and out into the world and out into global peace tribe. So, more and more people can really start understanding all of the gifts that people have to offer and then connecting with their own gifts as well.
Well, that gives us a perfect opportunity for you to introduce someone that we all love. I've noticed already people in the chat box are excited that Neil Gar, also known as our resident MC, is with us. Tell us about Neil Gar.
Yes. So what can I say about Neil Gar? A lot of you know him as the founder of Portal to Ascension, which is a wonderful online platform, a conscious event production company that he created in 2008. And it literally hosts thousands of presenters on a wide variety of consciousness topics: origins of humanity, existence of extraterrestrial life, exposing hidden truths. He travels around the world facilitating all types of events, filming documentaries, and his online platform has over 100 conferences and workshops per year. And he's worked with over 1,500 researchers, spiritualists, scientists, consciousness explorers, and more. Neil himself is a philosopher, historian, researcher, and spoken word artist. So we're really excited. because he's also known as Resonance, and we're going to get to hear the spoken word and music today, which he'll be presenting his research on ancient wisdom and future science of sound, vibration, and frequency, both through his art as well as through his spoken word, as well as through his platform. So, you know, Neil is actually a wonderful friend and partner of mine, a great partner of Soul Search. We are just really, I think, consciously collaborating and co-creating in so many ways. It's just been so exciting. And we're actually here in Mount Shasta together, co-creating a lot of exciting things happening. So Neil Gar.
Thank you so much. Hey guys, so good to be with you, with all of you here. And yeah, we resonated with each other so much. We liked what, you know, each one of us was doing, that we decided to come and move in with each other for a month to see what other magic we could create, you know. And we've been doing some amazing things. I think we want to start with maybe telling people about some projects that we're working on? Or is that later?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do our first
Okay.
round of questions so people can get to know all of our guests. And so a question for both of you. You can go in either order. This is going to be the question for the two of you, and then also for all of our presenters tonight. What's an example from your life where you had the challenge of embracing some part of yourself? Because almost all of you have been multicultural. You know, you've had different cultural influences, different cultural backgrounds, breaking away from what you might have been raised in to embrace what was more alive for you. And so that's kind of the theme for tonight. And I'd love for both of you to, you know, in either order, kind of answer that question. Then we'll hear from our other guests, and then we'll get to what you guys are co-creating. How's that sound?
Beautiful. Tangela, do you want to go first, or should I?
I thought you wanted to start with the spoken word piece.
All right, yeah, let's do it. So what I want to do is I want to do a spoken word piece that I wrote actually like probably like a year and a half ago now. And it's so interesting because when I'm flying on a plane, that's when like I feel my best work happens. And it's because I look out of the plane and I'm just like, what am I doing up here? You know, like just flying over everybody. So this, and when those moments, like I just felt like so emotional. I was thinking about my life, all the challenges I've been through, and how even though I'm still going through a lot of challenges and working on myself, there's things that really like don't sit well with me that I'm really trying to shift in my own life. And with that, this poem came out. So I'm going to share this poem, and then I'll go into a little bit, kind of just give you the details of what really happened to really get me to this point right now. So it's called Cocoon. As I enter my cocoon, emotions flood my eyes as I tear up inside, expressed in love from my heart that has been wounded so much. Is that why we are here? Aware of the cycles of time, the intensity, the ability to reach a level of consciousness that has presented itself on this beautiful planet countless times. This planet is so beautiful. The story of how we became. Thousands of years where humanity and time coexisted instead of being authoritative and controlled by the ages that have come and will go and will continue to come again. Each eon presents an opportunity for liberation. As I sit in my cocoon, eyes closed, safe now from the faces, the hatred, the pain. It hurts me often. Knowing the cycles is not a form of implementation, integration of the construct of the highest order when we do not follow leaders but our own sovereign leaders of our own right. A facilitator of energy. Why are we here? Who are we? The philosophy of humanity, what makes us unique, but also what connects us to the plants, animals, and what lies beneath our skin, the vehicle to transport our essence. This time has come before. I cannot judge the construct. I cannot judge the transition of one construct into another, one system into another. Who can judge me? The frequencies were designed to provide a depth of experience. Duality came from infinite singularity until the infinite potential burst into countless possibilities. A fractal, a water drop, a black hole, where I can go and hide. The vibration of love is sometimes buried deep inside. Why am I here? I often wonder, who am I? Why do I exist? Why do I know what I know? I cry often for the beauty of what it means to be human, for the uniqueness of our position as the galactic position of the earth better shifts to better assist in my mission. My mission? What if I gave it up? Does life continue and is the energy enough? I gave up my mission multiple times as I could not deal with the depression and the self-hatred inside. I grew up having to lie. Fears, insecurities can lead to a demise or a way to rise. I experienced both. I love the earth so much that sometimes the love makes it hard to communicate with words. My hope for humanity has been tested over and over. I lost hope, but then a silly joke or just by people watching, my faith is restored. We are beautiful. We are so beautiful. I wish we all knew. I have experienced hate for myself that alter my health, but only I can help me. Only I can help me. Only I can help me.
Once again, let's give this man some love. That was beautiful. That was
Thank you. All right. I got my heart beating really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love your message at the end that ultimately we get support from all the healers through Soul Search and all the people made from Awakening World, but it's up to each of us as individuals to ultimately make those choices of self-love and healthy choice making.
Yeah, exactly. Taking full responsibility of my own creation. It gets to a point where the only person that can shift your life, regardless of your traumas from childhood, what have happened is you have to make the choice to really shift out of it. And I'm still making the choices. Mm-hmm. So should I get into a little bit of my story? Do I have time?
Please do.
All right, cool. Let's do it. All right. So I guess I'll start with, where I was raised. I was raised in London, UK, and I'm actually Indian. I was born to a Hindu family. So when I was 12, we actually moved to California, to Irvine, because my dad got a job transfer. And I was, when I was a kid, I would go to temple. I'd be singing the bhajans, like all the Indian hymns, kirtan. I would be singing a lot and going to a lot of Indian cultural events and religious events. That continued when I came to the US, but then I realized when I was turned 18 that everything that I was basically doing and following, I really didn't know what the end result was. I really didn't go to church, go to temple, or go to any Hindu event thinking about God. It was basically just something to socially connect with people. I didn't have any belief. So I called myself an atheist Hindu for a long time. So I was telling people that basically I did all the rites and rituals that my parents told me to do, but I really didn't know what to believe. But then when I was 18, I went to college and I started meeting people from all over the world. I started, reading different types of books, and I looked online and I found Nassim Haramein, William Henry, and Jordan Maxwell. And this was the time in my life where I started shifting and really waking up to, Anunnaki, Sumerian scriptures, and a lot of extraterrestrial awareness. And I went down a rabbit hole for a good 6 years, just deep into this awareness. When I decided to start my business, there was a lot of portal to ascension. There was a lot of kickback from my family. My parents, the amount of times that my parents had told me that I'm not going to be successful, and that from an early age, because I started portal to ascension at 21. So the amount of times that I was told that you can never do this, this will never amount to anything, and go back to a regular job, really affected me psychologically, and I'm still working through some self-worth issues right now, just because I really, really want to do this work. I'd actually had quit my job. When I turned 18, I was in the corporate world, and I'd quit my job from 18 to 25, 4 different times. I had a job as a stockbroker and a financial analyst, a web designer, and a couple of other jobs that I had. And every time there was a moment for me to jump into full consciousness work, I would just quickly just leave my job and leave my profession and just get into it. The first time I did that was actually with a guy called Dr. Dream, where we went on a tour in 2010 from Southern California to Vancouver, doing an event every couple of days. And he literally said, you know, if you leave your job, come move in, let's create a tour and just get on the road and start doing these events. So I really went all in, but then at one point it got to a level where I really wasn't even able to sustain myself or, you know, afford to live. So I went back to the corporate world and made a decision, because I was doing a lot of live events at that time, live events all over the US. And just the amount of expenses for a person to go to this event, fly people out, get the venue, wasn't able to be sustained. Portal to Ascension couldn't continue. So I decided to go 100% online. And at that point, that's when Portal to Ascension started flourishing and blossoming. And then a few years later, I basically went full-time Portal to Ascension and started doing more and more events, around 110 events a year. But this whole time I was doing that, which was like a good 20 years, my family wouldn't even accept me. They wouldn't even let me talk about it around events and people. Just up until last year, actually, we'd go to like family gatherings. They wouldn't want to mention what I'm doing. When people would ask them what I'm doing, they wouldn't want to tell anybody. And even just a couple of years ago, my dad and I got a full-on argument over what the work I'm doing. He actually said to me, "What's up with all this alien stuff?" He got really he just Googled my name and found so much information and went through this whole thing where he was like trying to get me to take my information off. This is 2 years ago. I'm 39 right now, so it's like 37. So my parents really don't know what to do and what to make out of me. And I just got separated. I just divorced around 10 months ago. And for the first time in my life, my family has now been supportive of me and decided to fully accept what I'm doing after I got divorced. Like, they realize that there's such a, pivotal moment in my life, a huge shift that's going on, that they actually just stopped pressuring me and telling me that I'm basically not doing what I should be doing, and finally gave me all the support. And so that's kind of, just a brief synopsis of just the journey I've been on. But it definitely was something within cultural, being an Indian, and most of the people that my family knows and my family associates with are like lawyers, doctors, accountants. So they really didn't know what to tell people. For a long time, they just told people Neil's a yoga teacher. And I wasn't even a certified yoga teacher. So now they're getting to a level where they're telling people, Neil does meditation events and consciousness stuff. So things are shifting. And that's a portion of my story right there.
Quick question. How did you manage maintaining your direction in life and balancing that with love for your family while they were being so disapproving?
It actually got to a really intense level. My relationship with my family was pretty rocky for a good 6-7 years, and for a good 2 to 3 years after I got married, because they weren't, I married a divorced Mexican with 3 children, and there was just all these red flags for my parents. And divorced one, this looked down upon in just Hindu culture in general, and then having 3 kids, and then them wanting me to have 3 kids. So, and then she was into all the soul was into all the consciousness work as well. So they didn't agree with what we're doing, and they didn't agree with who I was with. So we got in huge arguments. And so for 2 to 3 years, at one point, we didn't even talk to each other. And it was so toxic that I couldn't even have a conversation with my mom without her getting defensive of something, because I'm not doing what she expects out of me, right? And now that my sister got married about 2 years ago, then the energy went to, oh my God, your sister's finally married. We got a new family. So they backed off a little. And now my sister's having a baby in 2 weeks, and my parents have completely done a 180, and they're just like, "Yo, where are you going next, Neil? You're exploring the world, great." So they're too busy with the life that is now, coming into this world. So they're really happy for that, and things are shifting. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that story. And
Yeah.
I had the good fortune of knowing Neil since we started doing Saturday Night Live with the Global Peace Tribe. We did several collaborations with Neil. He came on both doing spoken word, but also collaborating with Portal to Ascension. And I'm imagining that many of you already are familiar with Portal to Ascension. If not, it's an amazing place to get incredible information. It's portaltoascension.org. He's done so many incredible events. Absolutely go there and put in, there's Marina Seren, she's incredible. Put in your name and get on his email list so you know what's going on. He's got over 100 hours of presentations and info with a lot of our favorite guests, a lot of the people that you've seen on The Awakening World or on Saturday Night Live, but a lot of our favorites from Billy Carson, James Redfield, Marina Seren, who you just saw. It's a great, great platform. And now imagine Portal to Ascension is coming together with Soul Search. Tangela is coming together with Neil, and that's a powerful, powerful combination. And they're going to create a lot of magic. So I want to get to Tangela's story, but we'll get much more from Neil a little bit later on in the show. And thank you for getting us off to a great start with a very vulnerable story and a powerful story, a perfect example for what this show tonight is all about. Thank you, Neil.
Thanks, Neil. So beautiful.
Tangela. Now, everybody knows you in your current role of Soul Search Goddess and maker of all things that happen. But what's an example from your life that you'd be willing to share with us tonight?
Sure. Well, I mean, actually, it was really beautiful to hear Neil's story, because there's actually a lot of resonance for me within that story, and it's a ongoing story for me as well. You know, I was born here in New Orleans, but I actually grew up in Saudi Arabia. My family is from Bangladesh, and you know, I was raised Muslim. And growing up in Saudi Arabia, you know, I went to an American school, but we also took Islamic courses, and I had Islamic teachers. And, you know, I was very much involved in being raised in a very, very Islamic way, in an Islamic manner, which didn't, you know, and I appreciated the connection to source, because I think I was always like very mystical from a young age. And I did enjoy going to the sacred sites and, you know, being in contemplation, but it didn't really make sense to me because I lived in Saudi Arabia, where women had to cover from head to toe, wearing all black. Women couldn't drive. You know, there was just so much, you know, oppression there of women, and just there was no freedom there to like walk the streets. And then I would come to America every year and just see, my goodness, like people here are so free. They can wear whatever they want. They can go anywhere. And then I would go to Bangladesh every year also, which is also a Muslim country. But at that time, it was much more free. Now it has become a little bit more conservative. But at that time, you know, the culture is very Indian there. So everyone is wearing saris, and it's very colorful, and dancing and music. And I was just like so confused, because I'm like, how do I reconcile all of these ways of life? And then I would be in Islamic school, and the teacher would be telling us, oh, well, all of your non-Muslim friends are all going to go to hell. And I just couldn't understand. I would be like, why are they all going to go to hell? They're good people. And she would be like, well, that's just the way it is, you know? And so it was really weird. It was this weird dissonance, because I just saw the world around me as so diverse and so beautiful. But then I was just being told that we all had to be one way. And, you know, and if you weren't this way, you were bad, and you were going to go to hell, and you're a horrible person. And that, you know, really stayed with me. After the Gulf War broke out in Saudi Arabia, we had to leave and move back to America. And I moved back to New Orleans, which is, if you guys have ever been there, it's a very wild, probably the wildest city in America, very colorful, lots going on. And, you know, I come from pretty strict family. So, you know, I wasn't really allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to do things. And it was really difficult for me just growing up like that. And it was a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. And I just couldn't wait to go away to college. But I was taught, like, yes, I was going to have an arranged marriage to a Muslim Bengali man, and that I would get married and have like a certain type of family, you know, a few kids right away, and then have a certain type of like very professional job. And you know, it was just this track that I was expected to take. And it's a huge amount of pressure. And that I would say unraveling that pressure has been a lifetime journey, and it's still going on, because there's just so many layers. It's like peeling layers of an onion, like, so when I'm in my 20s, it's like, okay, starting to liberate myself so I can go out, I can party, I can wear what I want. I don't have to be all covered up all the time. I can date, those things were like life changing. And at the same time starting exploring all these different forms of spirituality. But then later on, really making choices to live my life in a different way as a consultant and traveling and working and living in places like Afghanistan and Indonesia and, not getting married, not having children, like all of these choices that I've made that are just completely, different from what I would be expected to do. And it still goes to this day. I mean, soul search is definitely not something, I would say anyone in my family circle understands or even supports. For them, it's just something really different. We're looking, at this, we're a multidimensional world. We're multidimensional people. We work in all different realms, but, that's just not the view of a lot of people out there. And so just like Neil, for me too, it's definitely an ongoing process of having to reconcile that, am I going to choose to do what is my heart's calling and my soul's calling? Or am I going to buckle to the pressure of what family, society, culture, and religion is telling me I have to do and who I have to be? And it's been a journey because it hasn't been easy to make those choices. And there are times in my spiritual path and my spiritual journey where I take a stand spiritually, but I'm not able to make those shifts in my life. And the universe just, slaps me across the face and things fall apart. And I have to get up and keep moving, and many times I didn't make the choice to move forward in spirit. So it's a process that continues to this day, because when you're growing up with that much judgment, with that much fear, with that much anger, with that much shame, with that much guilt for who you are and who you want to be and who you feel to be, you numb yourself in a million different ways to make life work. So I'm very thankful for my spiritual journey, and I'm thankful for all of you in this beautiful process that we're all supporting one another in together.
And Sheila, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to read a couple of comments that came in. Eleanor Joy wrote, "You both are such role models for all of us. I so appreciate your integrity and honesty and your vulnerability." And then Dale, coming in on Facebook, wrote, "Thank you both for inspiring me to continue with my dreams despite what my parents say." So beautiful, and speaking of parents, one thing that I just want to acknowledge is, although you've gone in such a different direction, you're still very close to your family. You found a way to stay close to your family, despite staying in your integrity and following your truth.
Yes. I mean, I am really close to my family. I have a huge family. I'm very close to them. We're very close knit, and I'm very close to my parents. And I have to give kudos to them because they've also grown with me, like through all of the ups and downs and the roller coasters that we've been on together. And I think, for me, I just, keep doing what I'm doing, and I can't expect everyone to understand that, but I can hold love for where each person is at. And, and I think that mutual love and respect, like Neil, it's been rocky though. There's been a lot of fights and tears and, over the years, to get to this point of, being able to have these conversations and being able to continue moving forward. But it's just an ongoing journey for sure.
Oh, well, thank you. And we've got more people to hear from. It's an abundance of riches. It's a soul search show. Would you like to introduce India?
Sure. So I'm really excited to introduce India. She is joining us from Sedona, which is wonderful here. So India Prima. India has been to hell and back with addiction, cancer, massive financial losses, and relationships that crashed and burned. She knows the grip of anger, isolation, and fear. That's the value of what she teaches. India helps people face life as it actually is and how to respond to life more gently, rising higher into a life of joy and harmony. India supports you living, fully living, transcending the dark night of the soul and gaining the self-awareness and power to use the power of the shadow to reach higher into the light. So she is a powerhouse, an amazing woman, healer, author. I'm super excited to have her here with us in the Global Peace Tribe. And I know she has a lot to share as well about her journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Tangela. And thank you to both you and Neil. What the vulnerability is so beautiful. And I could really relate to where both of you are experiencing in your life, as a lot of us are. And, you know, for me, my biggest challenge was being in the dark night of the soul for 5 years and having a complete collapse of my entire existence. And at the age of 47, I didn't even know who I was without all my labels. And it was everything crashed, everything. And I didn't even know how to respond to the world anymore. I hit a very dark place for a long time. I went through anxiety and depression. I had a nervous breakdown with 21 years of sobriety. And, you know, that journey led me into the work that I do today. You know, I'm a 4-house Scorpio on top of experiencing the challenges of, you know, I'm at the end of the baby boomers, being a woman in business, being in corporate America for 25 years, being in recovery for 21 years at the time, and being gay, going through cancer. I mean, there was just a lot coming at me. And I must say I was very ungraceful for most of it. And, you know, through my journey, I was able to, you know, find myself and work through and starting to break down the conditions, the conditioning, the programming, the beliefs that were from my childhood, the ones that I picked up in, you know, my sobriety. And then I had to start unwinding myself. And the beauty of it, and I love to call it shadow play, because the beauty of understanding the darker aspects of who we are, which makes us whole, is, you know, that's power. That's power when we embrace that versus pushing it away. It's like disowning parts of us. And, you know, that has been the most beautiful, ungraceful experience I've ever had. And it's the work that I do, and I love it, and I find so much passion and so much satisfaction out of it. So thank you.
Wow. You know, there's so many things that you've shared that are really important. One is that it's a long journey. And, you know, they call it the dark night of the soul, but for you it's the dark 5 years. 5 years. That's like what, 1,700 nights of the soul.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to know India, and she's awesome. She rocks. And what a journey you've been through. You know, and you have overcome addiction, and you have been able to embrace your sexuality, and you have been able to make it through the journey, but it took time. And so just message to anybody, I'm 66, she's younger than I am, but no matter what age we are, we're still in the challenge. We're still in the form of the journey. You know, Yogananda said, even saints, if they're still in a human body, they still have lessons to learn.
Yes. Yep.
Mm.
Yes. I remember asking a therapist in my 20s, I was like, when is all this work going to be over? And she said, when that day comes, your day on the planet is over.
Yeah.
And I went, got it. You know, and it's, you know, I think the difference is, Scott, is that I don't live there anymore. I just visit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I don't live in my storytelling, I don't live in the pain, I don't live in the sadness, I don't live in the darkness, I don't live in the reoccurring things that I want to justify in the victim mentality that I held, which is our society.
Right.
You know, it's our society. And I didn't know any different. I was living in Arkansas. I just didn't have any other languages. I didn't know about energy and vibration. You know, when my life collapsed, I put it back together, and then I got cancer, and then I started to put it back together, but it was all from the outside.
Mm,
And this is an inside job.
wow.
And Neil said it, it's just like the only way out is in. It's the only way. Nobody wants to do their own work. Why would you think they want to do yours? So we're left to hold responsibility with ourselves.
I didn't know about Arkansas, and I can only imagine being gay in Arkansas. I mean, wow.
Yes, and I was actually very well accepted there. I spent 4.5 years there, and I didn't say anything, and people knew, and nobody cared.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
So I
no.
apologize to the state of Arkansas for the prejudice that I just
Yeah.
displayed.
But, it was a lot of, I've been in business. I mean, I had a lot of responsible jobs, and living in Charlotte, North Carolina, and being a woman in business, it was very, it was challenging. And because of where I was at the time, all I could see was just to be in everyone's inventory,
Mhm.
just being in what they're doing wrong. And, it's been a very, very long process for me, realizing that it's self-awareness, not awareness of others. It's self-awareness, and that's what the shadow work is for me. It's able to get in and unwind very quickly these days.
One last question, then we'll go to your website and learn about how you're helping others now. But I want to go back to when you were talking about how you learned how to not drop in and play in the victim's story. So did you learn to kind of pull back and look at it from the observer? Or what would be the tool or the practice for when hard things are happening, not falling into victim consciousness?
It is a long process, but it's about unwinding ourselves. So it is really putting ourselves in the observer role, going 20, 30,000 feet and looking at the situation from the perspective of, because I thought everything was happening to me. I didn't understand it was happening for me. And, the universe got a lot of middle fingers, because I was so angry. And the more that I started looking at myself and unwinding myself and looking at my own behavior, I started to see, and I had a lot of support, but I also did a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually things started to shift. I mean, I used to sit in coaching sessions and I was like, God damn, motherfucker, I was just enraged. I was enraged. And because I just, I had this mentality of everything, what you were doing to me. And one day, and it was a lot of surrendering. I mean, to my knees, crying, sobbing, surrendering. And that was where I found my freedom, was in the surrender, because my emotions was the driver of how I responded to everything. And that was because I didn't know my shadow. And now that I'm friends with it, I can identify it, and it doesn't rule me anymore.
Wow. Well, thank you. I'm going to bring your soul sis star. I love how Tara put that. Soul sis, S-I-S, space star, S-T-A-R. That's very cool. So we're going to add Tanjira here. And of course, India is one of the premium members of Soul Search. So you can find her on Soul Search. But we're going to actually go to your website here. And I love the greeting. Hello, beautiful soul friend, beloved. It's no coincidence you've landed here. Time to shift, pivot, reset, cultivate, surrender. And so I want to encourage everybody to, of course, sign up so that you can find out all about what she's doing, and tell us about the form of coaching.
The form of coaching that I do is that when I work with men and women separately in groups, And, I feel like gender-wise, we have very different issues. And I really believe in creating a safe container for both genders. And I don't even want to get into, we all know what that is. And, so I create a space with that, and the work is the same. And so I go into the shadow work, and I go into a 4-part, at the level 1, I go into a 4-part of how to come into self-awareness. What does that look like? And I start using everyone's examples within the container of the group. And I love working in groups, because when one person receives the medicine, the entire group receives the medicine. And I do 10-day retreats. I do 3-day workshops here in Sedona. I do half-day events, and I do an online course. And so what I really do is look at the shadow, and I teach people how to start understanding what the trigger is, and how to find the medicine within the trigger. Because when we receive the medicine, then we receive the gift, and that is the wisdom. That is the wisdom. That's why when we have the wisdom, we dip in a situation and we come back out of it. We don't live in that place anymore. And that is the freedom. That's the freedom.
I love the term, the treasure in the trigger. The treasure is in the trigger. And that's certainly something you teach. And looking at your website, and by the way, everybody, it's indiazoe.com. So India, like the country, ZOE.com. And you have a book. Tell us about Unearthed, which people can learn about and get by going to your website.
Yes, and the title, I actually have my book with an editor right now, an amazing writer that is taking all of the teachings that I have experienced. I'm a 4-house Scorpio. So I go deep or I don't go at all. And, it's why I feel very confident and where I can lead people, because of the depth of where I've gone. And, so the book, we're looking at changing the title of it to Burning Down the House. Yes. And because that's really what it is. That's what the phoenix is. It's the burning down the house, the ash. And then how do we rise? How do we rise into more light? The depth of where we're willing to go into our shadow, if we're willing to go this deep, the ascension is only that high. So, the seeds that we sow, you sow a field of mediocre seeds, you're going to harvest a mediocre field. And so, so the book is so exciting. It took me the last 2.5 years to edit it. It was a lot of work, and just being in the energy of almost a 500-page book. Yeah, it was a lot. And there was a lot of things that didn't even make it in it, but it was, I couldn't even wrap my head around the amount of things that were like transpiring. And I can say now that seeing everything from that veil of illusion, right? Because every surrendering process moves you into a higher frequency. When that happens, the veil of illusion starts to thin. And I don't look at things in the same manner in which I did at all. And so it's just a really beautiful experience to be where I'm sitting now, when for 5 years, I wanted to drive my car into a center divider, and I thought about it, but I didn't want to hurt myself and I didn't want to hurt others, but I didn't want to go on living. I mean, I was in a really dark place, and to go from there to where I am now, I'm like not even the same person. I don't even have the same name I was given at birth. That's how much transpired for me. And it all was happening for me, unbeknownst to me.
Yeah, you're such a beautiful example of, again, the show. And I know that anybody who chooses to work with you will be very, very blessed, because you've lived it. You have lived, I mean, so many of the things you've had to deal with, and to go to transcend those, learn how to work with it, not play victim. Dorina, who's one of our regulars, she's all the way in Ecuador, writes, India, thank you for sharing so authentically. Your website is so beautiful. Your logo is exquisite, and your welcoming message is heart-opening. So welcoming, so loving. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
Eleanor Joy just wrote, I really resonate with what you were sharing, India. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll hear a little bit more from India. A reminder that we're going to take questions from you, the audience. I'll try and scan what's happening on Facebook. And definitely come on into our Zoom room. It's easiest if you put questions there. And there's more. Tangela, you have another friend to introduce.
I do. I have a wonderful friend, Tarek Bliss Bibi. He is a rising star with a massive following who has already changed the lives of thousands of people worldwide. He's been labeled an empath, indigo, starseed, earth angel, and light worker. He works with business women and men on the spiritual path to help them thrive doing what they love. Through his revolutionary infinity healing modality, he's able to help his clients achieve and manifest their heart's desires with infinite ease and grace, even if they've struggled to achieve results before. Also known as Mr. Miraculous, Tarek is a facilitator of inner transformation, helping people around the world transcend their emotional and psychological blocks at the core level. In an instant, Tarek is able to help people release years of pain and problems to live life miraculously. Tarek is wonderful, warm, sincere, and his heart-centered presence helps heal all who are inspired by his own journey from abuse to living an inspired life. And he's also an incredible musician, artist, rapper. And so we're so excited, blessed to have you here with us again, Tarek, and really
Thank
looking
you,
forward to
Tanchila.
speak with you.
Appreciate it, sister. Thank you so much.
So thanks for being here, and just loving to hear about your journey as well, because I know you have a lot to share too.
Thank you. Forgive me, guys. I usually feel very pumped and full of energy, and I just landed in Costa Rica, so I'm just feeling not my best, but no one knows that, so I might as well just keep that to myself. Because no one's thinking that except for my critical mind. So speaking of accepting parts of ourselves, yeah, definitely grew up feeling very different. Growing up, born in Jordan. My granddad was from Palestine. He had to leave there when the British took over and declared it the state of Israel. So he left right before that happened, moved to Lebanon, lost everything. He was one of the first Palestinians to go to Cambridge University in the UK and graduate from, I think it was economics or business, and he didn't even speak English. And to get there, it was like a 2-week boat ride or whatever they had to do back then. So just yeah, a lot of appreciation for that heritage, that lineage, and it goes back. So like stories in the Bible and like, you know, giants. Neil, you guys probably talk about this, like all the just so much war and, you know, hired, I believe beings from other realms, and, you know, just a lot has happened there. And I felt like I was born into that lineage. And it just, I feel like it keeps getting passed down generation to generation. My mom's Syrian, Lebanese origin. And I joke about it, but I'm like, I feel like a alien Arabian. So it's like an Arab, like blood, but feeling like an alien on the inside. So I was just talking to my friend earlier, talking about like a Dromedon and Pleiades, and you know, I don't really try to spend a lot of time trying to figure out where I'm from. Like I feel at the core of it, root of it, we're from the source. We're all from the same source, right? But definitely felt like people would approach me as a kid like I'm this like alien being, and just very empathic. So, you know, Scorpios feel stuff very deeply. I've got a lot of Pisces in my chart, and also very empathic, and just got bullied a lot, put down a lot. I was told I was stupid, I'm an idiot, I'm a failure. I'd always get low grades in school and didn't have real friends, and people just like look at me and start beating me up for no reason. And I just was very confused. I'm like, why are people like this? I'm very confused. And then it just kept like, coming at me. My dad wanted the best for me. He wanted me to be strong and tough, and he was a Scorpio. And it was just very intense. And he just, whatever he had bottled up and unresolved, I would just feel it as if it was directed at me. So I actually grew up thinking my dad hated my guts. And I'd pray to God, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, why don't they love me? Why can't I be accepted? So I just shut down and would check out, and was very shy and quiet. And then 8th grade came along, hip hop music and rock metal music, and I just rebelled, like everything that reached the boiling point, and then it just went out. And I started getting into a lot of fights and drugs and alcohol and cops, and it was just a lot. And then we immigrated to Canada when I was 17. And long story short, I was going on a downward spiral. I was abusing alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, like so many, everything excess. I think I was trying to punish myself, really. And I didn't fit in. I was made fun of a lot. When your voice cracks as a man, when you're turning into a man. Mine kind of sounded like Mickey Mouse for like 2 years. So imagine having all your peers just like making fun of that voice. Like every time they saw me, they would just like all gang up and just like make fun of my voice. And so yeah, just feeling like lesser than, like just less than anyone else. And to come back home, and then my dad would just like lash out all his unresolved stuff. So I really wanted to check out, but I just wanted to run away, but I just trusted there was a reason for everything. And I definitely felt the guidance. So like no matter what happened, I felt like my spirit would get crushed, and I would just run to the washroom and just lock the door. And in that moment when I'm seeing my reflection, all that I was going through at a certain moment, it just felt, I don't know, visually it's like the visual of an angel just hugging me in that moment. And it's like in that moment, there's no need to cry anymore. There was no need to do anything. I was like, I'm loved. I am love, and I'm supported, and I am loved. Definitely felt a strong connection to source, to God. Grew up Muslim, so praying to God. And it was weird because Tanjila, I would do like the salat, I would do the prayers. And at the end of the prayers, I'm like, okay, that's what I was told I need to do. Now I can just chat with God like regular chat. So like, I was like, later on, I was like, why can't I just skip the way we're told we're supposed to pray and just talk to God directly? So, yeah. And took all the beautiful things from, the Islamic culture, giving to poor people, fasting, it definitely has really beautiful intentions, but it felt a little dogmatic. And but I still feel there's a reason for choosing all of that. Anyways, through forgiveness, I reached out to my dad, forgave him for being so hard on me, and he told me that he loved me and shifted my whole reality. And ever since then, I created the infinite healing modality, and now it's taught many healers all over the world, different languages, even in Hindi and Urdu and German and French and Arabic. And we've got infinity healers. And this is all still, even when I created them, like the healing modality, that voice in my head's like, what do you have to offer? Like I still had the worst programming you can ever imagine, and to believe in myself, and to go from being broken on welfare to hitting 6 figures from my gifts as a healer and as a rap artist is very humbling. And my story is like that, the hero's journey that we see in a lot of the movies that we loved. And my biggest message is, if I can do it, you can do it better. So anyone who is out there and they're like, I really am passionate about something, I have something to offer planet Earth as a passion, as a gift, especially healers, my message is to claim it, to own your value, charge your worth, and thrive from your gifts and passions. And if I found a way where I can travel the world and work from my laptop, as the kid who dropped out of high school and failed high school twice and dropped out of college, and got fired from all the crappy jobs you can imagine. Like, if I could do it, anyone can. So that's what I'm here to do, is just remind everyone that what you have is valuable, and we have to accept. I was telling my friends earlier how I created a shirt that said weirdo, and it's like, all the things that we are told are bad, how can we alchemize them and turn them to our greatest strengths? So if we're, the origin of the word weirdo is one who paves their own path. So it's like, if everyone's just following the herd, and it's like there's a person there going their own way, it's like a compliment. And I remember kids, whenever they look at me, they're looking at me like this, and they're like, "You're weird." And I'm just like, "Thank you so much. Thanks for the acknowledgement. I feel seen. Thank you." So it's just like tweaking what is considered off and using it to your advantage. And yeah, we're the rebels, we're the free thinkers, and yeah, we're here wherever we came from. We're here to be ourselves fully. And to me, the word beautiful, Scott, another wordsmith thing, is like, be you fully, right? So to me, the most beautiful thing is someone being themselves fully. And if you're quirky, nerdy, dorky, like whatever it is, and you fully love that about yourself and you're claiming it. And the worst thing is trying to be someone you're not, and then still getting made fun of it. And I call it a lion in black sheep's clothing. And it's a concept of, inside you're a lion or a lioness, and you're trying to fit in with the herd, the sheep. And so you shrink yourself into this tight sheep clothing, but it's still like a black sheep. So people are still like, black sheep, you're different. So it's a lose-lose. One, you're losing because you're not being yourself, and two, you're still being made fun of. So might as well say, screw that. I'm going to be the lion, and I'll go play with other lions, or, sheep, I don't know, sheep that don't judge you for being different. So that's what I'm going to say for now.
Well, we're not going to let you go that quickly. Mark Denisovsky writes, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Yeah. Be yourself, be nice, be weird. We were talking about earlier that vulnerability is the new sexy, it really is. And Eleanor Joy pointed out, so look who has the voice now. And along those lines, would you be willing to bless us with some of your wordsmithing?
Thank you, brother. Would love to. Yeah, I don't know if I can share a video. I can just do something live. Maybe I'll start with the live. So imagine John Lennon, my heroes, or people I got inspired by, are the Bob Marleys, John Lennon's, Tupac, older Tupac, and just even some of Michael Jackson's songs like Earth Song and We Are the World, like those type of songs really resonated with me as a kid. So I rap remix John Lennon's Imagine. So, and as I wrote the words, I was imagining like we create our reality. So writing it, thinking it, saying it, hearing it, visualizing it is going to create that new reality. So as we are in the process of birthing the new earth, this song felt really relevant. So here we go. Imagine every soldier dropped all their guns. Imagine every citizen started to rise up. Imagine every doctor refused to push drugs. Imagine all the gangsters refused to be thugs. Imagine every child was raised and shown love. Imagine all the prophets came back from up above. Imagine guys didn't feel the need to act tough. Imagine that life didn't have to be so rough. Connecting all the dots, unifying all the parts. Imagine no religion, we just followed our own hearts. Imagine we were told the truth right from the start. Imagine love-based music at the top of the charts. Imagine politicians worked for the people. A nation, a leader, no longer sheeple. Imagine no more lies, cause everyone would see through. Imagine you were at war, but decide to be peaceful. Imagine at night we would travel all the worlds. Imagine communicating without using words. Imagine solar gazing grass beneath our own feet. Imagine no starvation cause we don't need to eat. Imagine no more jobs, we only did what we loved. Imagine No race, no class, no first and no last. Imagine money became a thing of the past. And if we try to pay with it, people would just laugh. Imagine we turn this place into what they call heaven. Imagine fear was something that we laughed at, and being weird was not something that we laughed at. Imagine every obstacle we moved past that. Newspapers were inspiring and heartfelt, and what we watched on TV would make our heart melt. Imagine no more labels were perfect imperfections, and everyone's a savior, no one God up in heaven, heaven, heaven. Imagine all the people living life in peace. And so it is. Thank you so much. We shot a video for that. It's all under Tariq BB, my name, on YouTube. And it's got a healing, it's part of a chakra healing rap album. So encoded into the 7 tracks are 7 chakra healings. So the crown chakra song's called The Prophet. It's talking about connecting to source. And the one you just heard is Imagine. So it's the third eye. It has a third eye activation in it.
And we're going to play, actually, I've downloaded one of your songs to play the Light Warrior song a little bit later on tonight.
Cool.
But also take people to a couple of your websites. You're offering 5 gifts, not one,
Yes.
not 3, not 4, but
Abundance.
5. Tell us about these gifts.
Oh my God, I'm so, it's just such a beautiful thing to be able to share with you guys. My latest album, it's called Ascension 777. And
Oh, Jesus, come on.
yes,
Yes.
yes, Jesus has come on and blessed us. He has blessed us in this moment. It's called, so the rap name's Indigo Prophet, and the album's Ascension 777. So that's a labor of love, and it's a gift to you. Powerful songs for us. It's like written by Starseed, like a Starseed and other Starseed artists about how we feel, and words that inspire our journey. And then we've got the healing for empaths. That's everything I can think of that I struggled as an empath, put into this free healing. So not taking on other people's stuff, having strong, healthy boundaries, knowing how to say no. So much went into it. Manifestation process had over 200,000 views on YouTube with tons of comments of people saying, I manifested my dream job, a soulmate, more money. So we decided to gift you guys that process. And Master Money, a lot of people come to me for money blocks and a DNA activation. Yeah, it's all there.
This is beautiful. And there's Master Your Money. So
Yeah.
in the chat box, the link.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we're going to come back, play your video, and then we've got another website to take a look at.
Beautiful.
But beautiful, beautiful gifts. And so many people are thanking you right now.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, just so many people thanking you. It's really coming in from a lot of people on Facebook, and of course, people in our Zoom room.
Thank you guys.
Karen,
Thank you, Scott.
You are shining light to us all. Absolutely.
Thank you. And if you guys want to join us, we've got on September 1st a Conscious Music Summit. So it's my first time gathering all my favorite artists and MCs, and hopefully Neil will be able to bless the mic, and just, so imagine back to back, artist after artist, doing 15-minute slots for like, I don't know, 4 hours, I think, on September 1st, and we'll send you an email at that same website if you sign up.
Let me go to that website. I was going to go to it a little bit later on in the show.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's all good.
Okay.
So many wonderful offerings tonight. My gosh.
Thank
All right,
you.
here we go. Tariq Conscious Music Summit. Now, this is online, yeah?
Yes, it's an online event. It's a free online event.
And it's coming right up September 1st, 5 days from now.
Yeah. And 14 hours and 27 minutes.
all. All right, so really important, everybody. I'm going to put this link in, and you're going to want to definitely register so you can go to this. What a beautiful gift that you put together. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, brother.
While I put that in the chat box, I'd love to hear from any of our other guests how you've been inspired by Tarek or by each other tonight. Tangela?
Oh, sorry, I'm on. Oh, hi. So sorry. What did you? I was getting distracted by the chats.
Okay. Just really wanting to hear. Now I've got all of you on the screen right now. What have you learned from each other? How's what you've heard tonight inspired you?
Oh, well, I'm just so inspired by Tarek, Neil, and India here. I mean, first of all, I think you guys are each so vulnerable and honest and forthright with what you've gone through. And I just see like so many people in the chat just saying like, this is really supporting me. This is helping me in my life. Like, this is showing me that I can keep moving forward. So I just think like so often we feel ashamed. You know, I have like, I felt so ashamed when I was going through hard times and struggles and just feeling like complete failure. Like, oh my God, like everyone else can do it. What's wrong with me? Why can't I do it this way? And then, so I think when we come and just share open-heartedly, like, hey, all of us have gone through stuff and we continue to go through stuff. That's life. And it's just a matter of, having the tools and the support to be able to continue moving forward. So that, we don't stay in those moments of despair as we have in the past. We have tools to move forward and move through, but being in those moments of despair is a part of life. That's why we incarnated here, to share the ups and downs, the good and the bad. And just so I love, everyone here just sharing so openly, because I think more that we can do that, the more everyone realizes that we don't have to be perfect, and no one is perfect, and we don't have to be so hard on ourselves all the time.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love the term, and of course people have heard me say it a lot, how perfectly human, how perfectly human. And we are all perfectly human. Well, there's several other events I want to let people know about. And I'm going to kind of go in order a little bit of dates. So, of course, September 1st, everybody make sure you go to Tarek's music festival. And then a month later, October 1st, there's going to be a Soul Search Psychic and Healing Fair. Now, what's really cool is we'll be getting to come together in person. And this is going to be an opportunity for anybody who's in Northern California to come meet Tangela, myself, and some of Tangela's wonderful soul searchers, and Jasmine Bear the dog. We're all going to be together, and tell us a little bit more about the psychic fair that's going to be happening.
Sure. So we're super excited to be hosting this in San Rafael at the Embassy Suites, and we're going to have incredible psychics, healers, crystals, body workers, just an incredible group of high vibrational people coming together, and it's totally free to attend. We just wanted to create this event so that, whoever you are, you can come and explore, get to know some people, get some healings. There's going to be everything from human design to dragon healing, galactic healing, astrology. And it's a wonderful time for all of us to be able to connect in person as well. And Scott will be there, as well as other people from the Global Peace Tribe and Soul Search. So it's going to be an all-day event, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we just, definitely stop by. And if you're a healer, practitioner of any type, definitely, you can contact us, and, there's booths and speaking slots available. So we're really excited to be doing these in-person events just to bring the community together and share.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And there's going to be wonderful music. We're lining up some of our favorite musicians will be there. And I'm going to bring Neil back on because in a moment, you guys are going to talk about what's going to happen 2 weeks from now. But to lead into that, we've got a little video to show everybody. I'm really excited about this. So let me pull up the video. And then we're going to hear all about this incredible online event that you and Neil have put together.
What are your gifts? What do you desire for yourself? What do you envision for the entire planet? Immerse yourself into the Ascension of the Soul online 2-day conference. Explore your soul's purpose and experience deep connection to all that you are. A collaboration of luminaries here to support you in understanding and remembering your true potential. Brought to you by Soul Search and Portal to Ascension. Now is the time to awaken to our soul's gifts and abilities. Join us October 15th and 16th, 2022.
I'm going to pause it right there because people, you can take your camera, your cell phone, and put it on camera mode and go towards that little guy. There we go. And then you can open and that'll take you right to the registration page. Only $88 for 2 days, only $88. And in a moment, we'll take a look at who the presenters are, but it's a lot of your favorite people that you've seen here on The Awakening World, including Deborah Giusti and myself. And just about everybody on there is somebody that I know. These are amazing presenters. Really, really excited about what you've put together. And tell us a little bit about kind of like what the format's going to be for that weekend.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, Tangela, you start off.
okay, well, so we're really excited about this. This is India is going to be part of this conference. Neil, of course, Scott, you are going to be Raquel, Spring, who's been on the show. A lot of our favorite Soul Search luminaries, our platinum members. So we're really excited to be bringing everyone together for this 2-day conference where we're going to be diving deep. So each one of our practitioners has an incredible practice and viewpoint about ascension. And what is ascension and what does that mean for us during this time? And so there's going to be 30-minute sessions from each practitioner exploring a different aspect of ascension. Scott, you're talking about managing your animal body during ascension, which I'm very excited to hear about. India will be delving into shadow play. Neil, I think you're going to be doing something around sound and vibration. So it'll be really incredible just to hear different topics about ascension, where we're going, what that means, what tools we have at our disposal. And it's going to be a really incredible high vibrational 2-day event. And it'll be available for replay as well once you purchase it. So we're really excited about it. And Neil.
Definitely. Yeah, you pretty much said it all, but what I'll say is the journey of how we came to here. I'm circa 3-4 months ago, I'm in Sedona, and I get an opportunity to meet Tangela, and I realized, wow, this person is incredible, and everything she touches is going to be amazing. And we had such a good connection in those moments that we actually scheduled some time to like sit down with each other at the kava bar, like 2 days after we met. We showed each other our websites. We went down, like deep down into like how our business is operating, because we realized the potential of us coming together. And, you know, Tangela is such a great personality, as all of you know. It's just like such a warm soul and such pure intention. And those are the people I wanted to work with. So we decided to, I decided to come on as one of the platinum members, and then slowly but surely see what we're going to create together. And now we're in the creation phase. So we've created 3 things, and this is just the beginning. This is from now until December, right? And they're really megalithic, actually. So we have the Ascension of the Soul Conference, like you just saw, which is the annual conference, hoping to be an annual conference for Soul Search, right? And then we also have the Sedona Music Festival, my first time doing a music festival, and definitely us coming together, first time creating this 1-day music festival in Sedona, October 23rd. And then we're even doing a Soul Search retreat, which is going to be happening at the end of the year. So this is the beginning of all of this. And it's truly just like Tangela said, it's really about doing the work. And as you're going to see, there's 25 people over 2 days, 30 minutes each. So it's just going to be back-to-back activation, download, inspiration, and you get unlimited replay access. So you can like tune into that frequency at any moment. So I'm excited not just to be doing this event, but just to be working with Soul Search in general. because as I've been saying the last few episodes or shows I've been on, Soul Search is positioning themselves to be the largest conscious event directory in the world with the robust platform that they have. And there's so much potential here. So I'm excited to be here in the beginning of what I feel is going to be something that, is going to be really a cornerstone in the shift that we're going on this planet.
Beautiful. And while you were talking, I was just showing all the amazing presenters you're going to have on that weekend. So that's the weekend of October 15th and 16th. But wait, there's more. So when we learned that Neil and Tangela were doing a music festival, we decided to build the very first Global Peace Tribe retreat around that. And so it's going to be also in Sedona, Arizona, October 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And we just this week have kind of put together some of the details on it. And it's going to be really exciting. We're bringing in some of your musical artists that you love, like Kristen Hoffman and Cornflower. There's also going to be a psychic fair in Sedona that weekend. We're going to bring in a lot of wonderful soul search practitioners, and we're going to have meals together. So those of you who come to Sedona, we're all going to be able to hang out together, have meals together. Every night there'll be a concert. There's going to be that great music festival, and then lots of extra events. People can go out to the vortexes and the power spots, and just a chance for us to finally meet in person, to hug each other, to connect. And it's going to be really beautiful. And it's October 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And I'm going to put the link right here. We'll take a quick look at the agenda that, honestly, we just put together today, because we wanted to be able to show it to everybody. Then I'll put the link to where people can register. So anybody who arrives early on Thursday night will have a whole kind of time for some drinks, dinner, and connection time, and that'll be pretty intimate probably. And then on Friday, we get going with people who are into movement, morning yoga. There'll always be some sort of a movement to get things going. Then we have breakfast together. Then there's going to be 2 morning workshops with Soul Search luminaries. Hopefully people like India that you've seen on the show, or some of the people that you'll see on tomorrow night's show. Lunch together. Afternoon, we're going to do connection exercises, getting to know each other. And then more workshops, then Sunside social time together, dinner, and then an Omashar concert. And that's just on Friday. Saturday, more of the same. Breakfast, lunch, dinner together, going out, connection exercises, and the psychic fair. And people can go out to the vortexes. And then in the evening, a cornflower dance concert. Amazing. Sunday, we're really going to build it around the music festival. But again, we'll be sharing meals together, social time together, and then a Kristen Hoffman concert. And then finally on Monday, we're going to come together and really go into depth, really doing some powerful work together, integrating everything that we've experienced. I'm bringing in some of my members of the Love Coach Academy. Also, I forgot to mention, Deborah Giusti will be with us. She's going to be teaching all about ascension. And we'll have a beautiful closing night within Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman doing a concert together. So that's all happening. Now there's a special early bird rate. So you want to get your early bird ticket right away, but don't wait till September 12th, because something that even Tangela doesn't know is that the first 5 people who register, I'm going to buy you dinner at whichever night you choose. You can choose which night. I will personally pay for your dinner for just the first 5 people who register. So I'm going to put the registration link in right now. And while I do that, I'm going to give Tangela a moment to talk a little bit about what we've got planned.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about this. First of all, we're super excited about hosting with Neil at Portal to Ascension, this first ever super conscious music festival in Sedona. And we have all these incredible local conscious artists who you'll really love. Actually, everyone from Peter Sterling, who a lot of you know, to Miguel Montoya, who will be on the show tomorrow night, to Demir Shuford, and then also our beautiful Global Peace Tribe artists as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's really just one of the most exciting activities. But then we have this whole retreat around it as well, where and it's from, the opportunity for all of you guys who've been connected online all these many months to come together and just connect and share in person. And we have a lot of great opportunities, the workshops with all of our soul search luminaries. That's going to be really fun, being able to do deep dives in with them, being able to do journeys on the land to all the vortex sites, and then just being able to spend time together, enjoying the music at the music festival, and just really taking in all of that Sedona energy. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're really excited to see you guys there.
And again, if you come to the retreat, that includes a ticket for the music festival. So you'll get your ticket for the music festival. So we're all really working together and collaborating. I think we're going to go a little bit later tonight because we've got some questions that have come in for people. And I thought it might be kind of fun to go to this beautiful video that our brother Tarek created. So let's do that next. Then we'll do a couple of closing questions, a chance to hear from everybody one more time. So I'm going to go to advanced, I'm going to go to video, and we are going to go to, and Tarek, tell us a little bit briefly about this Light Warrior anthem. Tell us what we're about to see.
100%. Thank you so much. I feel that it's an archetype that many of us relate to, the spiritual warrior. And it was during the time of, lockdown and masks, and there was such a divide. And I was like, regardless of what side of the fence you're in, there we have come here to be spiritual warriors, light warriors. And it has a silent infinity healing in it to activate that inner warrior within us that is really being called. There's a calling to bring out that inner warrior. So it's we go into the archetypes and it's beautifully shot. It's like spiritual Avengers at the end. And we try to capture the essence. I was in Nelson, so it's like a little hub in BC of spiritually minded beings. So it's not a lot of people at the protest, but it was just, you can feel the love, you can feel the connection, and yeah, a lot of and it's our anthem. So everyone has an anthem out there, and with art, with music, and I feel like, where's our anthem? Where's the song that we can that speaks to us? So I really wrote it with people like us in mind, and my intention is that it becomes our anthem. It cheers us on when we're feeling low and losing our hope in ourselves and in humanity.
Beautiful. All right, well, here we go. Thank you.
Awaken, my child. Awaken, goddesses. Awaken, all the gods. Awaken, crystal children.
You can't let nobody stand in your way.
Wake up, rainbow child.
You just gotta get back up.
Rise up, rainbow
You just gotta
warriors.
get back up.
Your time has come.
And take down
The world
everything that
needs
you
you.
cannot change now.
Awaken
You just
and
gotta
join
get
us
back up, yeah.
as we unite the
gotta
rainbow
get
tribe
back up.
worldwide. They tried labeling me ADHD, cause my being's dialed into higher frequencies. They think I'm demented. I pause and reflect, and cause I'm connected to higher dimensions. Sometimes I feel like, what is the purpose? Sometimes I feel like I'm less than and worthless. Sometimes I feel like I'm lost in this circus. My brain's wired different, I got unique circuits. This one's dedicated to all those being labeled as different, who don't fit into the system, who are misfits, who question their traditions, who are gifted and highly ambitious. We challenge authority, we can't be controlled. We're a growing minority, we won't do what we're told. We get angry and depressed, our feelings we won't suppress. The world is in a mess, so we're here to be our best.
You can't let
let
nobody stand in
anyone
your
stop
way.
you. No, you can't.
You just gotta get back up.
Can't do what you're here to
You
do.
just gotta get back up.
Get back up, you gotta get back
And
up.
take down
Never give
everything
up.
that you cannot change
Let go
now. You
of
just
all
gotta
that
get
stuff
back up.
you've been holding in the way of the greatest you. Yeah, cause everything you see is your divine inherency. Potentially we co-create infinite serenity within this century. Coexist yet live separately. I'm losing my religion, I'm losing my identity. Activate our infinite DNA genetically, releasing core traumas in our cellular memory, changing our bodies and our molecular chemistry. Communicate from the heart using psychic telepathy. We're authentic, humble, and in our integrity. Signs of the times, and you were definitely meant to be. I vote for the people, don't care about the presidency. I live in the now, I just care about the presidency. I lived through Atlantis, I've seen it get ruined. Father, forgive them for they not know what they're doing. Whether Pleiadian or human, you are the movement. So let's get together, cause you are the solution.
You
might be feeling alone. You might feel like no one understands you. Get back. You might feel like there's no one out there like you. Get back. But I want you to know there are many of us all over this planet. And we are gifted. And we are powerful. And we have a mission. Get back up. You keep hanging and burning me, yet I keep coming back purposely. You're psychologically, emotionally hurting me. Everything was a blur to me, felt like love deserted me. But it occurred to me, the only way to stop me is to murder me. But even if you did, I would live eternally. And even as a kid, I will feel you cursing me. You pick on me cause you're big and mean. I can see that your every scheme, nothing's what it seems in this dream. While love is embracing me, demons are chasing me. Angels are saving me, I've been waiting so patiently. Praying so hastily, heart's been aching and paining me. We rising up steadily, waiting so readily with our spiritual weaponry. No room for jealousy, we're moving with empathy. Especially presently when it comes to our legacy and planetary destiny. So if you'd like victory, then come stand next to me. Every experience you've been through has been divinely orchestrated to help you be the person you're here to be. Your destiny, activate your infinite being and spread those divine ripples of love in all directions and impact more than you can imagine. This is your time to shine. We've come from all over the globe, all over the universe, to be in this moment, to create the change that's needed, to help awaken the all beings, co-create heaven on earth, from now until infinity. From now until infinity. From now until infinity. I see you. And I believe in you.
Wow. Gets me every time. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, if you ever need a boost of energy, feel free to check out that song. And I don't know if you guys got the chills when the wizard character just stomped his staff on the ground. It's like so powerful. Shout outs to my beautiful beloved who was in the video as goddess, the goddess with the white staff thing. Yeah, thank you. 5D Tupac. Thanks, man. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Tara, where are you located geographically?
Just got to Costa Rica. I was in Mexico, Tulum for 5 months. Got to meet Neil there for the first time in person. And before that, I was based in BC and Toronto, Australia. I was kind of bouncing around.
Yeah, I know that you move around a lot, so that's why I was curious about that.
Just got to Costa Rica today. I'll be here for 2 months. We'll be doing a live in-person retreat soon here in 2 months, and then maybe something in Tulum. Got to check out Neil's doing something great there too.
Well, I'll put Neil on for a second. Are you two meeting for the first time tonight? Or did you know?
No. I think Tangela saw Tarek on one of my events, and that's how she got connected with him. But Tarek, I don't even remember how we got connected. It was like over a year and a half ago.
I reached out to you to like I was like, something's telling me we need to collaborate, and then you invited me to like I invited you on a podcast on my end, and then you invited
Yeah.
me to do a talk, and it started that way.
And there was just so much synergy in like just experiences that we've had and challenges we've gone through that immediately just felt like Tarek was a brother, and we just became energetically connected, you know. And then when we got to meet each other in Tulum around 3 months ago, it was like long lost brothers, you know.
Yeah.
And we spent like 12 hours with each other, and it was great. So, but Tarek is a true brother, and I'm going to be connecting with him a lot. Hopefully, we'll make some music together in the future too.
Yes. Yes, brother. Thank you.
Maybe even be living in a commune together at one point. Who knows?
For real, man. I see that. I see that for us. Yes.
I feel it, dude.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to put the spotlight on India for a minute because there was a question that came in through India, and that was from a mother who's concerned about her children that have, or a child that has addiction issues. And to what degree should a mother intervene? And to what degree should a mother just let them learn on their own is the question.
Or is it just dinner that's gone?
And people, please remember to mute yourselves because we can hear voices in the background. So we're on Zoom meetings now. That means everybody has to keep themselves muted.
How old is the child?
The indication was late teens.
Okay. This is a very delicate topic because I also operate from the soul level. So, you know, I chose to incarnate, and working from the soul level for me allows everyone to be in their own process with their own soul. And when it's a child, that becomes a very challenging and a very delicate balance to walk. So what I would like to say at this time is that if she would like to reach out to me, because instead of just throwing a blanket over that, for me to respond, I want to make sure that I'm gathering some additional information so that I can be responsible with the way that I'm responding to her.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. So what's the best way for her to reach out to you?
My contact information is on my website.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I got sober at the age of 25, so I will be sober for 35 years in February.
Wow. Congratulations. Yeah. That's very cool.
Thank you. And it's, you know, I can say that it is one of the most beautiful, coveted gifts I have ever given myself.
Mm.
It really has, because I know where I am every day. You know what I mean? Like, that has not been a part of my existence. And it's really challenging because it's generally the first place most adults turn to when we're feeling so much stress. It's like, oh my God, I need a glass of wine. We all turn to something. We just do. So yeah, I'd like to gather some additional information.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so a reminder, everybody, that her website, and I'm going to go to it one more time, is indiazoe.com. indiazoe.com. And I'm going to go there. I'm kind of doing two things at once. I'm downloading Neil's video while doing this at the same time, so I apologize. Here we go. All right, there it is. So when people go to your website, indiazoe.com, is there a place on the menu to contact you?
Yes.
In
Let's
touch. Here we go. So in the upper right-hand corner, you click menu, and then this is where you can send your message to her, putting your name, your email address, and whatever information you want.
Yes.
indiazoe.com/contact. Congratulations on almost 35 years. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you. Not an easy task to do this day and age.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all. Well, we've got another video. So just to be clear, Neil, do you want the Ascension Journey spoken word or meditate and levitate? Which one do you want us to show?
The Ascension.
Okay. So I just finished that, and let me move it to my desktop. And tell us a little bit about what we're going to see.
Yeah. So I just actually 2 weeks ago just got out of the Guatemalan jungle. I was there for the last 4 weeks. Had an intentional community on Lake Atitlan, and it was called Light Leadership Residency. I pretty much only saw 25 people for 4 weeks, and it was hardcore insecurities, FOMO coming up. A lot of different underlying challenges in living in a community were coming up. So this was when I was there. There was this guy that was from Germany, the most beautiful people from all over the world. My life literally changed for 2 weeks ago, for the last 4 weeks before that at this experience. So this one individual from Germany, he was actually filming the whole retreat for 4 weeks at the intentional community. And I connected with him and I asked him, could you film me and let me do some spoken word in this beautiful area here? Being at the foot of 3 volcanoes, it's just really amazing. And he has such great quality. So I was like, I've always wanted to create music videos. And we just spent an hour together one day, and we created 3 videos, and we didn't even put any music on top of it. And then the retreat ended, so I had to leave. So in the last few days, in the last week or so, he actually put instrumental music on top of it. So this is, I'm excited to be presenting this for multiple reasons. First is this is the first spoken word piece I ever performed in 2008. And it was really the one that really just shifted me into becoming a spoken word artist and really going to different events, thousands of open mics. And then also it's something I want to do for a while, is just to professionally actually get, my spoken word done and hip hop done. So this is kind of like a debut really for the beginning, because I'm also coming out with a spoken word album by the end of this year, a hip hop album next year. And I'm hoping to continue because I have a lot of content with an album a year, if I can find when I find balance in my life in order for me to be doing that and running Portal to Ascension. So I'm excited for you guys to really check this video out. That is my first time coming out with something like this. Thank you.
It is a world premiere on the Awakening World.
The road goes on for generations. The travelers would disperse their light amongst all the willingly incarnated souls. But what if the ones that didn't know? Amnesia then turned on downward to reserve a place in the 5th dimension for themselves. The ego took control and made a life they shall never know. And welcome you dark one into the lap of luxury followed by pain and woe. We all sold our souls to the devil. But the devil exists not. Negative energy we double as evil creates the demons whom we are fearful. Take the deep from the demon, put it in front of the word evil. Now you have a personified devil. Our thoughts and experiences create this creature only exists in the mind. Our desires and wants create this full feature ego that gets the lower souls reaching the divine. Intellect. Love. On a perfect understanding we will have with one another. I welcome you, my brother, my sister, my lover, to become one, to help me become one, before reality chose me from duality and back into ether's imagination. You see, I'm the ghost of lives past. Generations have descended just to gain these experiences, and I pray the human situation is critical, mind analytical, won't let me forget the fall of angels and demons into this third dimensional world. Is this planet yours? May I hide amongst the lost souls? Hide out for a bit, drink some liquor, smoke some weed, and step outside for a cigarette? Yeah, sure, man. Here's the social security card, you may live. Reincarnated to a kid to live and get back to the society and unlock the borders. That's motive, but actually comes a horde of abstract thought. Who is not a ghost, a spirit, but just is. An enlightened individual. Equality minus the elitist political goal, a single flow of pain and woes and shamanistic pagan rituals. We will resurrect the Messiah in all of us. It's time to trust our brothers and sisters. Unity of mind, conscious awareness on the rise, the yin-yang intertwined, masculine feminine lovers intertwined, spirit worse, the chakra points in my spine, relentless but still find inner peace helps down the pace of my corrupted mind, chemtrails, aspartame, fluoride, getting drunk and high to block the constant question of why am I really here? But now I know is to help humanity steer into the right direction. For every single one of you I feel affection. We're in the same situation, so erase the awkward moments, trying to walk around to get that bonus. Remember the Arcturians will be one of the group of interdimensional beings in the near future. The master angels will help us really breathe. So raise your frequency if this is what you want to see. And don't try to break free from the shackles of captivity that we formed in our own mentality, because you and I, we are, and we've always been free.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm.
Um,
You've got quite a partner there, Tangela.
yes, definitely quite the powerhouse.
Oh yeah, us coming together. Tangila's quite the partner too.
Oh, she's so easy to work with. She's just a joy.
Mhm.
And speaking of Tangela and partnering, this is just the first of 3 shows this weekend with Soul Search. And really excited about tomorrow night's show about manifesting at the highest level. And so Tangela, tell us about some of your friends that are going to be with us tomorrow.
Sure. So we are excited to have some of our soul searchers on board tomorrow, including Shariah Dharma. She is a manifesting coach and actually works with conscious entrepreneurs worldwide, including with Neil and Deborah. So, you'll get to meet her and hear all of her thoughts and wisdom around manifesting. Alana Leone, another ascension guide. Samuel, the angelic knight, who's an incredible channeling with us about manifesting. Brandon Stravala, who's one of our main organizers in Sedona of conscious dance events, but also an incredible practitioner and creator of Organite, and he'll be talking about the power of Organite and these creations. And so we have an incredible musical artist, Miguel Montoya and Kelly Keith, coming in and also giving us a modern spin on some medicine music. So that'll be fun. So we have a great crowd tomorrow.
Fantastic. And Marcy Scheimoff is going to lead us on a really beautiful meditative kind of a practice to really drop into manifestation. And then we have the Sacred Sunday show. And once again, the Sacred Sunday show, Tangela has invited several of her amazing friends and soul searchers. You've seen Krista and Nicole on the show before, and they're fabulous. I love working with them. Tell us a little bit, Lori, Payton, and Aurora.
Sure. So these are some incredible guests, some more platinum members of our Soul Search group. Lori Wheeler, she is a homeopath as well as a channel and incredible healer, very connected. She channels the interdimensional beings and she brings together energy healing, homeopathy, and her channeling gifts to really be able to do this incredible healing work. Payton, she is a PhD psychologist and she does quantum level psychology. And so she brings incredible breadth and depth of psychological knowledge and practice, as well as quantum work. And then Aurora Luna Star, also beautiful channel, as well as a vibrational alchemist who does incredible sound healings, as well as all types of galactic activations, channeling the Lyrans, as well as other galactic. So really amazing, diverse healers coming to visit with us on Sunday as well. And of course, Krista and Nicole co-hosting that show on Sunday.
Beautiful. And I see where Suzanne in our chat box wrote that she just had a session with Krista and loved her. And it's true. Eleanor Joy says, another enriching Global Peace Tribe weekend. And that's for sure. So big thank you to Tarek coming to us from Costa Rica, India. You're so beautiful. Neil, our wonderful MC, and of course, Tangela. I'm so looking forward to being with you again tomorrow night. And everybody, register for the retreat. If you've got questions about the retreat, send me a message on Facebook Messenger or email me. And it's my email address is easy, SC, my initials, sc@lovecoachscott.com. And
thank you, Scott, for having us on the show. Thank you to India, Tarek, and Neil for being these incredible guests with so much vulnerability and authenticity. This was not an easy topic for us to address, but you guys are just so amazing and so brave and so courageous. So thank you so much. And thank you for all of our beautiful Global Peace Tribe audience for being here with us and sharing and being so supportive of our journeys and also sharing yours as well. Thank you.
oh, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Much love. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care, everyone.